Hello everyone, welcome to the battle of the newest blurring and brightening under eye powders. I recently spoke in a video about my love for the new Too Faced Born This Way Soft Blur Pressed Powder. But recently I was sent the two newest powders from Kosas and Tower 28. Both of these powders are talc-free. Here are the three powders side by side. Next to the Too Faced is the Tower 28 in Palisades Pink, and next to that is the Kosas Cloud Set in Candy. Even though this one is called Palisades Pink, as you can see here on the swatches, it does not really look pink, especially in comparison to the Kosas. But because this is Tower 28's version of a pinky brightening powder, I'm going to use it in this comparison. Because I already know that I love this one, I am going to first, in this battle, put the Tower 28 up against the Kosas. And then whichever powder wins that first battle is going to go up against the one I currently love, the Too Faced. Full disclosure, I was sent the Tower 28 and the Kosas in PR packages. I purchased the Too Faced on my own because I am not on their PR list. In the PR package that Tower 28 sent over, they included these adorable little triangle puffs. So I'm taking the first clean one and I'm going into the Tower 28 powder, picking some of it up on the puff, and then pressing it right here in the inner corner by my eye, by my nose and eye, because that is where I have the darkest or the most discoloration. By the way, I did already apply concealer to both under eyes, the same concealer. So now we're just gonna see how much this brightens and blurs. It definitely brightened and blurred. And because I do have such large pores, I am going to put a little bit through here as well, just to see what kind of blurring effect it has in that area. I think it looks really good. Oh yes, it did a fabulous job. I hope the camera's picking it up, of blurring the pores. I can definitely see my pores on this side, not on this side. All right, so let's set that aside and now take another clean puff and go into the Kosas. Pick up that powder, start in the same place, and press. Right off the bat, I don't think it's doing as much brightening as the Tower 28. You can definitely see, at least again, I hope it's picking up on camera, the slight pinky tone of this powder. I'm gonna add a little bit more, like I did with the Tower 28, and then I'm also pressing it in that same area right here by my cheek and nose. All right, I'm gonna look in my magnifying mirror again. I can sort of see the Kosas on this eye. I feel like they've both done equally well with brightening. There might be a little bit more brightness on this side, but when it comes to the blurring, I'm feeling right now that the Tower 28 is doing a better job. What I'm going to do now is move into another room where I can stand in front of a window with natural light, lots of natural light coming in. I'm going to use my iPhone, no filters. There's never any filters on any of my videos. And I'm going to show you the side by side again, just so we can see it in different light. And then once again, that winner is going to go up against my current favorite from Too Faced. Okay, please keep in mind that the front camera of an iPhone flips the image. So this is the side that I have the Tower 28 on. This is the side that I have the Kosas. You can always tell what side I've put what on by my mole. My mole is on my left side. So left side Tower 28, right side Kosas. I'm trying to sort of move around and get into different lights so that you can see that, at least I think, the same as I did in my studio, that they're both really good. They're both definitely brightening
and blurring, but this one, the Tower 28, I still feel like it's doing a better job. Now I'm going to remove everything from this side and then reapply my under eye concealer so I'm at the same baseline starting point to compare the Tower 28 to the Too Faced.
Okay, so I'm taking some micellar water and I am removing the side that had the Kosas powder on it. Trying not to mess up my eyeshadow and blush too much. And then I've got just a cotton round with some water to get rid of any leftover micellar water. The concealer I used today is the Givenchy Prism Libre, or Lib. And I'm putting some right there, there, and right there. And blending it out. This is exactly what I did while doing my makeup this morning before I used any sort of powder. I always like to take a sponge after I apply it with a brush and blend it out even more. We did kind of mess up the blush a little bit, but that can be fixed easily. All right, so we're back to the same starting point. I do not have another one of these little puffs, but I do have just a regular size clean puff. It's going to give the exact same results as a tiny puff. It's just the tiny puff is cuter. Okay, once again, this is the Born This Way Soft Blur in Light. Doing the same thing, putting my finger through the ribbon, picking up the powder, and starting here, and blending out. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. This one, yeah. Yeah, I think it's obvious. It was instant. I could just tell that this was just immediately more brightening. It comes in light, medium, tan, and deep. Another difference between the Too Faced and the Tower 28 and the Kosas is that the Kosas and the Tower 28 are talc-free. Now I say that about the Too Faced not being talc-free because I looked at the ingredients and I'm not an ingredient expert, and when I looked at the ingredients of the Too Faced, I feel like something in there is another word for talc. And both the Tower 28 and the Kosas specifically say that they are talc-free. Something else to keep in mind is that the Too Faced powder does claim to be a setting powder for the entire face, while these two new powders specifically are meant for more of just the under eye area and maybe some T-zone brightening. If you have oily skin like me, you know that you can be oily all over, so this would definitely be a great option for someone who has oily skin. I'm not saying that someone with dry skin wouldn't like this, but it's definitely a must-have if you're oily and have large pores. So I'm going to touch up my blush just a little bit right here, and then take some more footage with my iPhone.
Okay, so here we are with the Tower 28 on the left, the Too Faced on the right. By the way, the blush is Strawberry from Laura Mercier, for those who are curious. And yeah, like I said in my filming room, I do feel like this does a better job at both blurring and at brightening. That said, the Tower 28 looks pretty good too. I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell. I was wearing two different powders on each eye. The Too Faced, I think, is $12 more than the Tower 28. I'm going to go back into my filming room and give you more of my final thoughts on this battle.
Okay, I think for me, the Too Faced won this battle. Second place would be the Tower 28, and third place would be the Kosas. Of course, this was just a test on one person's face, very unscientific. But if I were going on a vacation and I needed to pack up my makeup, I believe I would grab the Too Faced. But that's just me. There may be other things about each powder that you prefer. It could just be the price point. It could be talc, no talc. It could be other ingredients that are in each one of the different powders. With that said, I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, and subscribing to my channel if you aren't already. I would love to have you in the Risa Does Makeup family. I do post new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.